From flashing a gun on Instagram Live twice to people wondering if he can survive his own recklessness. This is why Ja Morant is sabotaging his own career. Remember when he flashed a gun on Instagram and had to delete it? And no, not the recent video. I'm talking about the one before that. Yeah, he's done that twice now. This happened back when he found himself at some strip club called Shotgun Willie's in Colorado. The place was a real hotspot, and the air was filled with dollar bills, while Ja had his eyes on a brunette, rocking a G-string and grinding on his lap in the VIP room. Money was flying like confetti at a parade, and the workers said you'd need a rake just to collect how much money the NBA star was throwing around. Ja had recently signed a 5-year contract extension, worth up to $200 million, and decided to go all out that night. He dropped $50,000 in tips at the club, and even spent $900 to book the space for a solid 3 hours. But here's where things went from good to bad for Ja. He suddenly decided it was a good idea to go live on Instagram while waving around a gun inside the club and singing his heart out like it was no big deal. The dancers in the back room talked about how scared they all were and said Morant tried defending himself by pulling out a dumb excuse, saying he was going through a tough time and that's why he had that gun. Thankfully, the Grizzlies wasted no time in responding to the whole mess, and less than 24 hours after that video went around, they announced that Morant would be missing 2 games. But those 2 games got extended and turned into an additional 4 games, making him miss 8 games in total. And it didn't end there. The NBA got wind of the situation and decided to launch an investigation to find out if Morant was carrying a firearm on team premises, and if he did, he could have been hit with a lengthy suspension. Ja came out innocent, but they still suspended him without pay, and he lost over $600,000 from his paycheck because of that. Now, you'd think that after all of this, Morant would come to his senses and apologize, right? Well, think again. Ja still hasn't said a word to those strippers, even though they were directly involved in the whole thing, and they're feeling pretty upset about it. And one of the dancers even spoke out, saying that she doesn't see an apology coming anytime soon because Ja's a boy and not a man. Eventually, Morant caved in and made a statement that many fans think was drafted out in ChatGPT. He said he knows he's disappointed many people who supported him and that he takes full accountability for his actions. Morant also checked himself into a counseling facility in Florida after the whole thing and said that the gun didn't belong to him and that he's on a path to becoming a better person. But those dancers aren't buying it, and they think Ja's just looking for attention, trying to be some kind of baller. They're even calling for harsher punishment for the star, like being banned from all clubs and having his NBA career taken away. Ja's statement said he's going to continue to work on himself, but that didn't last very long. Just 2 months after that first incident, and bam! Lightning struck twice. Once again, Ja goes and flashes something on Instagram that looks suspiciously like a gun. The whole thing went down while Ja was chilling in the passenger seat of a car with his buddy Devonte Pack, who was driving and filming the whole live stream. Morant was just casually waving the gun around while some beats by NBA YoungBoy played in the background. But as soon as that gun was shown on the video, the 2 friends quickly hid the camera. We don't know what went down off the screen, but Ja quickly dropped the weapon before the camera came back on. And guess what? He still kept the live stream rolling. Even the NBA commissioner Adam Silver himself saw the video and said he was shocked by the whole thing. Guns and live streams don't exactly make a great combo, especially when you're a rising star in the NBA. But things got interesting when Morant went and unfollowed his childhood friend Devonte, aka the guy who was on the video with him. That's right, Ja's pointing fingers, and it seems like he's laying the blame for the whole incident on Devonte's doorstep, which isn't a good look for him, but fans are relieved he won't associate with that guy anymore. They had a field day with this news and said it's the best thing they've heard in months. They were practically cheering, thinking that maybe this would be the wake-up call Ja needed to stop acting like a thug, because when you're on the path to greatness like Morant, you can't keep on sabotaging yourself like this, and fans said they're just looking out for the guy. After the whole thing, the Memphis Grizzlies took a huge step and suspended him from all team activities. The Grizzlies didn't hold back, and they made it clear that this suspension was pending a league review. They're not messing around this time and released a statement explaining that they were very aware of what Morant's been up to, and even NBA spokesman Mike Bass chimed in, stating that they were looking into the matter. But criminal charges are not going to be filed because nobody knows what place the Instagram video was streamed from. You see, Morant has a home in Tennessee, and over the years, gun laws there have been pretty relaxed. And adults like Morant, who are 21 and above, can now carry handguns without a permit. But come on, Ja. He's the face of the franchise, one of the most marketable players in the NBA. And fans are mad he didn't know any better. The suspension, this time around, could cost Morant big time. I'm talking about $300,000 per game. That's a massive hit to the pocket, but it's not just about the money. Morant's reputation is taking a hit too, and people are starting to question his judgment, as well as his decision-making skills. They're pointing fingers at his father, T. Morant, who's already been blamed before for his son's actions. A fan even tweeted asking T to father his own child, and it was pretty harsh. But the whole drama doesn't stop there. Morant has recently gone off the grid, completely disappearing from the public, and it's caused major concern among fans about Ja's mental health. He posted a bunch of pictures and captions on his Insta stories, and the first one was all about his love for his mom, a second one for his dad, followed by a final super loving post for his little girl. So far, so good, right? But then, out of nowhere, he drops a bomb with a picture of himself and a caption that just says, "Bye." What does that mean? It's like he's saying goodbye to something or someone. And to make matters worse, Ja later went ahead and deleted all those posts. Things got really serious when fans realized all the crazy pressure and backlash Ja's been facing lately, and they started worrying that he might be thinking about hurting himself. In fact, the Shelby County Sheriff's Office in Tennessee even had to step in and conducted a wellness check on Ja, just to make sure he was safe. Luckily, Morant cleared things up and explained that his social media posts weren't meant to be taken in a dark way, but fans found that hard to believe, because back in April 2023, Ja opened up about how his hand injury and the NBA suspension in March really messed with his head. He said it was really tough to deal with, and fans are hoping Ja can bounce back from the whole thing, but experts say it isn't looking too good for him. NBA insider and ESPN spokesperson Adrian Wojnarowski spoke up, and he straight up said that it does not bode well for Morant. According to Adrian, people all over the league are asking Adam Silver not to go easy on him this time. Silver said he's going to hand out Ja Morant's punishment after the NBA Finals because he doesn't want to steal the spotlight from the championship series. But Adrian promised us that whatever punishment Ja gets, it's going to hit hard. It's going to be a major blow to the Grizzlies season and also Morant's personal success. There ain't much sympathy going around the NBA for Morant, and some teams are putting pressure on the league to come down hard on him. In fact, Adrian thinks all the teams want him to get hit with a heavy punishment. But wait, there's more. Stephen Smith, another NBA analyst from ESPN, also had some seriously dark words to say about Morant's situation. He's worried. And he said fans aren't just concerned about Ja playing basketball, they're also concerned about whether or not he'll be alive in the next 5 years, because his life outside the court looks seriously dangerous. For now, fans just have to anxiously wait for the finals to end, till they can know what's going to be next for Ja's career. So, from people wondering if he can survive his own recklessness, to flashing a gun on Instagram twice, that was why Ja Morant is sabotaging his career.